So you want to take really nice photographs like this, but don't know how to start. It's perfect. Let's go. Now, the first core things that you're actually going to need is actually Cartolina and your keyboard. Right next to that is, I would call this step optional, but you're going to need yourself a tripod, and that's because a tripod reduces or practically eliminates like handheld shake, which kind of means that your photographing portion is going to be significantly easier. Now, in my case, I'm actually using a 700D, a Canon 700D plus the Nifty 50. But for you, you can use your phone, and that's perfectly fine. Now, I like to shoot in with lots of natural light to give that sort of soft diffuse effect. But in this scenario, as you can see, it's actually quite cloudy, which is perfect. But if you're working indoors with artificial light like your monitor light bar or a light bulb, that's fine too. Now, once you have all your stuff ready, you want to spread out your cartolina paper. In my case, it's still a bit rolled up, so I had to like sort of unroll it, make it flat, and then position your keyboard somewhere roughly in the middle so you have a good spot to take a photo of it, and with ample space, of course. Now, in my scenario, I'm using a camera with a tripod again, but the same process can be done handheld without a tripod with your phone. Now, the last step is to actually just take a photo, and that's a crash course into the photography portion. So this step is completely optional. You just want to import it into a photo editor of your choice. In my choice, it's Lightroom. If you're on mobile, you could use the mobile version of Lightroom or Snapseed, whichever works best for you. But what's important is you have some sort of way to alter the image afterwards. So in my scenario, since uh, I know that the keycaps aren't perfectly white. Oh, no, it's dirty, but that's fine. If your keycaps are dirty when you took a shot of it, that's perfectly fine. We can fix it in post. So I'm just gonna do my thing here and edit it to my style. Okay, honestly, I didn't really do much because I want to preserve the out of camera experience. So the next major step is to grab your photo, put it up in Photoshop or any photo manipulation softwares of choice. I just like Photoshop because it's the one I've been using for a while. And just in case you do not have access to Photoshop, what if you don't? Well, it's morally correct to grab a different source of Photoshop because their pricing is quite scummy. It's insane. It's insane how much they're asking for buggy software. Right, while that thing's waiting. Right, so here's the photo. You can absolutely skip the first step, which the first step of post-production, which was bringing it to Lightroom. You can bring it directly here, since we're gonna be doing most of the same stuff. Now, if you don't have access to Lightroom for sort of tuning the photos, just come over to filter, then camera raw, and then most of the settings that you've got in Lightroom, it's also here. So your exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, blacks, uh, saturation, vibrance, temperature, etc. They're all here too. Lightroom is just an easier UI. Now, the first major step that I would consider doing is selecting the actual board. Luckily, it's a rectangle, so you can just select that. Oops, oh no, 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 it's not perfect. Right. Huh, I lost. Okay, object selection. Select subject. It froze. Yep, it froze. Oh, okay. Oh man. All right, once you've got your subject selected, you want to put on your keyboard Control J, and that duplicates the selection and brings it to a new layer. It didn't do it. All right, so we'll just do a quick type. That that that. Oh, okay. All right. So once again, once you have your keyboard selected, you want to press Control J. Brings it into a new layer. If you were to see here, I can't. Sorry. All right. So now you should have two layers. Your first layer, which is your board, and your second, which is this thing. Now, just do the similar thing and pick up the board in of itself, right? You want to right click and click on delete and fill selection. What that does is sort of create a gap. And then usually what the generate and fill selection does is it creates a sort of background. So this is the intended output. Now, if you were to observe, there's a lot of creases, which I don't know about you, but it's I don't like it. I kind of don't like it, man. So if your cartolina paper has creases, go into blur, filter, then blur, then select surface blur. Then play around with the settings. So it's typically it's gonna set like something 5 and 0. And if you were to see, there's still creases. So radius merely just help increase the radius of the effect. So it can reduce down on most of the creases, the small creases, but the deeper ones, like the ones right here, no good. Now for me, I just like sliding it up all the way to the right, so it's super smooth. But for you, you can experiment how much blur you want. I'm just gonna click OK and paste on the one up top. Good God, this is so scuffed. I don't do scripts. Alright, it's gonna take a while. Should be a lot smoother now. If we were to bring back our board into the photo, bam. So from here, what I like to do is create a new layer. Then using that new layer, you want to just recompose the board towards roughly centered out. Although it depends on you, right? Then using the layer with the background, you want to make a selection of that PNG area, the one without anything, and then click delete and fill. Again, what it does is sort of like extend. So now there's that. You have a lot smoother. This gets dirt. Okay. So what about the dirt? Well, what I like to do is use spot healing brush and then make the brush size a bit small, just a wee bit smaller. And then just click away. So again, from the band-aid icon, might be different based on what you have. But you're gonna look around for the spot healing brush. So now once you're happy with the results, you click on File, Export. Quick export as PNG or export as. In my case, it's quick export. I'll just be putting it here. Actually, wait, no. You want to press save. When you click on save, it brings it back to the Lightroom software. And it's not showing up. Why are you not showing up? Okay, here we go. And now, look at the difference. Of course, I skipped some parts. But look how clean the background is now.